I don't know what to talk about in my content. This is a common phrase that I don't think is ever going anywhere. I know the struggle is real when it comes to creating content. I myself sometimes get stuck, and I've been creating content since 2014. So today I want to share with you something really simple on how to come up with content pillars, which you've probably heard of before. But then from there, I want to give you a very simple strategy on how you can create content topics within each of those pillars so you never run out of content ideas again. So the problem really isn't that you don't have any ideas. And I know that's a common phrase, like I don't know what to talk about. And it's not because you don't know, it's because there's so many options. It's like going to a store and trying to pick out toothpaste. There's a million different options of everything right now. And so that can get really confusing and overwhelming. I was listening to someone that I love following, Kyle Cease, and he was actually talking about, playing the piano. And if he was to sit down and play the piano and have someone request a song and say, what do you want to hear? That's a very broad question. Like, I don't know, there's so many songs to pick from. But if he was to break it down and say, what Michael Jackson song do you want to hear? Now it gives someone a point of focus to really hone in on less options. And that's ultimately what we want to do with your pillars. By having pillars in your business, it creates structure for you to stay on point with the problems that you can solve for your dream clients. So really keep in mind as you're creating these pillars that you don't need 1,000 pillars. I would say just stick to 3 to 5 pillars. Some people say 9 pillars. Some people say 10. Keep it simple for yourself. Really think about what are the core things in your business that are going to help solve a problem for your audience. Now, before we break down what your pillars are, I want to break down kind of the tiered process of how we get to your pillars. So the very first thing that you identify is the industry that you want to be in. So it could be health, business, relationships. Those are kind of the key ones that you would fall into. And then from there, you solidify what market you're going to serve within that space. So, if you're in the business space, that could be real estate, or that could be marketing, or that could be finance, whatever that space is that you want to take up. Now, if we break that down even further, we're going to identify a niche. So if you're in the industry of business and then you focus on marketing, then your niche might be course creators, online business entrepreneurs, or, it could be brick and mortar. Maybe you focus on serving people in the brick and mortar space with marketing. So you identify the exact type of person, your avatar, that you would want to serve in that space. Now, from there, once you know all of that, then you could start to break down what are the pillars that would support this type of person that I like to work with. So let me reiterate, you have your industry, which is the business, finance, health, whatever that broad industry is. Within that industry, there are different markets. In the health and wellness space, there's keto, there's paleo, there's, fat burning. It's whatever the focus is within that space. Then the niche is who you serve within that space to really hone in on the people that you want to help with that exact problem. From there, we have the pillars. So if you're stuck on your niche right now, you're still not sure about that, I do have a video I created on how to really identify what your niche is, so you can check that out as well. But now that we're here at the pillars, this is where it starts to break down how you can really solve problems in the different key areas that will help create solution for your dream client. Let's do a couple more. If you are in email marketing, you're someone that helps people grow their email list, you would be talking about email marketing. You would probably be talking about copywriting and the best practices for that. Sales and conversions would be a huge one because the idea is to help them make money behind their emails. So that would be a huge thing. Confidence and mindset around that, like how to develop the confidence to write when you don't feel like a good writer. There's all these little things that people might hesitate with when coming into that space that they're not sure about. So really any type of thing that you choose, niche that you choose, it's going to be important that you embed some type of mindset into that, because typically there is going to be some limiting beliefs, doubts, and fears that hold people back. Let's take the relationship industry. Inside the relationship industry, you could have the markets of parenting, dating, marriage. And then from there, you're identifying the niche that you want to serve within that space. Do you help men with knowing how to date again? Do you help moms become solid in their parenting, or help parents altogether just really become a 10 when it comes to parenting? Really solidifying who it is you serve within that space is narrowing your focus to make it really easy to grab the attention of your dream client. Let's say your niche is postpartum moms looking to lose baby weight. So obviously, specific types of workouts are going to benefit postpartum moms. Nutrition and what they're eating. So you would break that down into topics of recipes, meal planning, different things like that. A mindfulness or self-care pillar would be beneficial for moms to really be taking care of themselves. They have a newborn baby, but they also need to be making sure that their body is being taken care of as well. In the last example, let's talk about the niche of helping men find love again. You're in the relationship industry, you're helping men find love again. So what are some core pillar topics that would be needed for them to succeed at finding the love of their life? One could be just learning how to date again and giving them dating tips and advice for really stepping up their game when it comes to dating. Another one might be learning good communication, because that's really important inside of a relationship. So you talk about communication, trust, belief in themselves. Another pillar topic could be self-awareness in who they are and feeling whole with themselves before actually bringing another person into their life. And lastly, a pillar could be confidence and how to build up their confidence to go out there and actually be able to step into the dating world again. So now that you have an idea of how to really break down your pillars, I want to flip my screen around and show you a really simple way to start coming up with key topics within each of those pillars to help you come up with simple content ideas that are very relevant to how you work with your dream clients. So let's flip the screen. So the place to be with market research for the content you want to create, I love YouTube for this market research. There's a few reasons why I love this. You can collect so much data, so much insight, and really identify where there's a demand for specific types of content, which I'm going to reveal to you. And I'm also a video marketer. So if you are doing video, which really video is the place to be at this point in time, I highly suggest using YouTube to your benefit to identify the topics within the pillars that we created. So we're just going to go with one of those niches that we identified, which was how to help men find love again. And we created some pillars within that. And one of those is just all around dating. If men want to find love, they get to be dating. And that's going to be a really pillar topic for you to be discussing. But however, within dating, there are so many different tips. So you see now how you can really narrow down who you're talking to. And the way that you give tips to a man might be different than a woman. So this is why it's so important for you to be very clear on the niche that you serve and who you're talking to, because your languaging and the subject matter could really make a difference. So if we search anything around dating, how to date again for men, this might be something that people are searching for. So if we go to the search and just start typing in the keywords of the pillar topics that we created, one of the pillar topics was dating, just in general, they need to be dating. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at what type of content is being created. Now, we see here how to date again, top 10 tips for men, how to start dating again, 7 steps. So do you have 10 tips or 7 steps? Do you have a specific framework for helping men date again through your own experience, through your own process of how your expertise is and what you share? So I'm not saying to come here to watch these and copy what they're saying. This is where you just get ideas and then you go out there and share your wisdom, your knowledge, and your expertise. But it just helps to jog your memory with keywords. And you can see here, how should I date as a Christian? This could be another type of niche that you go deeper into. Maybe you help Christian men learn how to date. That's a deeper niche, and you would be talking a whole different language with that. So this is why it's really important to understand, again, who you're speaking to. 5 questions you need to ask before you start dating. So are there specific questions that you think that men should be asking themselves before they actually are prepared to date or go on a date? Those are 2 different topics right there. And I just, knowing by looking at this, it gives me those ideas. I don't need to watch this video to figure that out. And then from there, you should be growing your own skill, knowledge, and expertise to be able to deliver that type of information. Don't give up on men. So this is for women probably. And do this to get him hooked in the early stages. So this is Matthew Hussey's really big in the dating world, and he's helping, people with their love life. So starting over, dating again after a divorce, that is a whole other topic. Maybe you are helping men also who have been through divorce. So this would be a whole nother topic. So you see how you can start to develop your topics based off of your keywords. Another keyword, or another pillar, sorry. So when you have your pillars, it helps you come up with multiple things that you could talk about within that pillar. So now another pillar that we had was how to build confidence for men. Okay, so giving men confidence could be very different from women, right? So how a man builds more confidence, how to be confident in any situation. Now, when I know if I'm in the dating space, I wouldn't say how to be confident in any situation. I would think how to be confident talking to a woman, how to be confident on going on your first date after 5 years, or whatever that looks like. So just this topic gives me context or an idea for that particular niche. So this is why it's really cool to come here, and then you just start writing down these ideas so you never run out of things to talk about. So you can do this with anything. And now a really cool thing that you can have when you're on YouTube is an extension called Keywords Everywhere. And right now I have it on, and you can see here, it's giving me a little bit of analytics up here. So if I was to type, how to build confidence for men, this is a longer tail keyword. So it's not, it's letting me know what is confidence. This is something that gets searched 14,800 times a month. So there is a demand for this keyword, but you would still be wanting to solidify that for your own space. So what is confidence for men? Example. And when you do that, you already know that this keyword is being searched, but now you want to specifically look for it for men. The cool thing is, confidence in men. So you can see here all the searches that are taking place. The confident man, 1900. 5 ways to become the confident man. You're starting to use topics that are actually being searched, and this is how you can be found when you're on platforms like this. So really take this and run with it. I do this consistently to constantly be looking for the topics that people want. What is the demand right now, and what do people want to be learning in your space? These types of little tools here are very helpful in giving you those answers. And the other thing that I mentioned is that you can really tell where there is a demand for this content, because look at how old this content is. A year ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 7 years ago. Hello. Like, YouTube is dying for someone to come and dominate in this keyword for them to have new, fresh content. You know how much the world has changed in 7 years, and how we can really develop some new insight and wisdom around how to help a man build confidence. And this goes for any niche. If you start looking up content and paying attention to these little things, you're going to notice how much of a demand there is for you to be showing up consistently, creating this specific content that caters to your audience. Now, there's other places you can go to find ideas and inspiration, like Answer the Public, BuzzSumo, and places like that. But at the end of the day, if you just keep it really simple, you can actually look and see what's already trending, what's already been working. And if there's a demand for new, fresh content to be out there around that subject, just make the topic your own, point it towards who you actually serve, and then deliver what your knowledge and your expertise is on that subject. So this is gonna help you really come up with content ideas that are specific, that blend to who you cater to, that stay on point, and it allows you to narrow your focus on what you're searching for. Again, rather than just having a blank canvas sitting here going, I don't know what to talk about, I don't know what to talk about. Go back to your pillar topics and really hone in on the specifics that go within each of those pillars. And you can create a running list of ideas on the notes in your phone. You can do it on Excel. You can use Airtable like I do. I'm not attached. Just come up with a running list of these different ideas for your different pillars, and you can really just start to batch create this content. This is how batching becomes so much easier, because you have a lot of topics on your brain that you can actually just run with. So another example, I focus on content creation and helping you create epic content. So a topic within content creation is coming up with your pillars. That is one of the things that I'm focused on teaching you. Another one is solidifying your niche, so you know what the heck to talk about. That's why I did another video on that. So you're breaking down topics within a particular category. I feel like I'm really wanting to hit you over the head with this so you understand, but I'm trusting at this point you get it. Now, I want to give you the mindset minute, because in every episode, I love sharing mindset with you. I think it's very important as you're on your journey to stay focused and keep your head in the game. So one thing that I know comes up around this is I'm multi-passionate and I want to talk about other things in my life. You know, for me, I'm a Christian. I'm very solid in my faith. I'm a type 1 diabetic. How can I infuse other aspects about me into my content so it's not just like I'm throwing a bunch of information at people? And you kind of heard me do it a little bit in this video, how I kind of mentioned I am a type 1 diabetic earlier on when I was giving an example of something. Or in the beginning of this video where I mentioned I totally understand that it's hard to come up with content. Sometimes I myself get stuck doing it, and I've been doing it since 2014. So infusing these little bits of information is really helpful in helping people understand who you are as a person. It makes it more relatable, and it's not like you're just throwing a bunch of regurgitated information at people. You're infusing your own experiences, your own journey within the process. So don't feel like you have to just be Google on Audible, is what I call it, where you're just regurgitating information people can find on Google. You want to share your experiences, your processes, what you found really is helpful. Maybe there's things that you see in the industry that you disagree with, that you find are actually myths that you can actually talk about and show people, your perspective, and they might really resonate with that. So don't be afraid to be unique, be you, and infuse other aspects of you into the content that you're sharing with people. And of course, I have a free gift for you. I have updated my Content Creators Quick Start Guide that's gonna help you take your fans from binging all your free content and lead them to your paid offers by utilizing these 7 different types of content strategies within your business. So if you want to download that, grab it below. I'll put all the details there for you so you can get the updated version. I've actually added some extra steps and some little tidbits in there that are going to really be helpful for you to implement inside of your content strategies. And again, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell, because next week I'm going to share with you how I create a content plan and how it will benefit you so that you can stay consistent, you can be clear on what you're doing week to week and not feel the stress and the overwhelm of creating and planning and organizing and all the things. So I look forward to seeing you then. God bless, keep the faith, impact the world, and I will see you next time.